a lot of Christians and conservatives have got caught up in the untold number of conspiracy theories that are out there in relation to Israel and the Jewish people. And they use that as an opportunity to both virtue signal and also go down the very dark path of anti-Semitism. They use it as an opportunity to begin to undermine strategies and moves on behalf of the Israeli government. All the time, Israel are fighting every battle under the sun, and you got these virtue signalling conservatives and often Christians picking the eyes out of their public relations strategy or whatever it might be. And we as believers should be the ones to be supporting them and encouraging them and blessing them and standing with them, and not going down the path of these vile conspiracy theories. But the fact is, there may well be some truth in some of these conspiracy theories, whether it's a full truth or a partial truth or whatever it is. Nobody has ever said that the Jewish people were perfect. God makes that very clear. They have a history of disobedience to God, and they've suffered the consequences because of that. But none of that negates the fact that they are still God's chosen people, and they will remain God's chosen people, and they are the apple of God's eye. And we have, as Christians, a responsibility to stand with them and not criticise them. And this idea that just because we criticise the government of a nation doesn't mean that we're not supporting the nation, that is a deceptive lie that is being used to try to undermine Israel. It was used in this recent war and by these virtue signalling so-called Christian conservatives who, instead of throwing their full support against Israel when they were in a seven-front war and they were being attacked on every side, including by the United Nations and every other ungodly nation and organisation out there in the world, you had these virtue signalling Christians or conservatives trying to undermine the government of Israel by picking at them over trivial, ridiculous issues that had no relevance to what was going on. So we as believers need to stand up and speak out and not get caught up in these ridiculous conspiracy theories. Like I said, there may be some truth to some of these theories. The Jewish people are very gifted, very blessed, extremely blessed people, and they have learned to become resourceful, and they have learned to improvise, adapt, overcome over the years. And nobody ever said that they're perfect. Like I said, some of the most evil people in the world may well be of Jewish origin, but it doesn't negate the fact that they are God's chosen people.